it's Dan. Welcome to Wolves World. Sadly, we are going to go over today the 4-0 demolition of Wolves at Anfield. It was pretty rough going from about Cody's mistake onwards, and I've got a few things to say as I work through this review. I think I'd like to start the team selection because when I saw it on paper, I was pleased that we'd gone 4 at the back because I did think we could get at Liverpool today. However, seeing Silva on the bench did make me feel a little bit like, well, it's 4 at the back, but is it really? Because you've got the 3 quite defensive-minded, yes, Dendoncker breaks forwards, but 3 quite defensive-minded midfielders in front of the back 4, and I felt it was kind of a step forward to take a step back, really. So the back 4, I was a little disappointed to see that when Silva was on the bench. Also, Liverpool's team, I think, was stronger than we all probably anticipated. Certainly, defence-wise, looked pretty solid, and everyone else throughout the team, aside of the goalkeeper, has played plenty of minutes this year in a good setup. So we knew the attacking side of their game was going to be strong, and as it proved, it certainly was. I think it's fair to say the opening 20 minutes were quite even. I thought Wolves started on the front foot. We had the early booking against Neto, which I thought was a good sign. Pedence's little chip, and then really from Cody's error it unravelled. We don't need to go over it. We know what he's trying to do. We know why he's tried to do it, but ultimately it was the wrong choice, and it then went wrong. And with players with Salah around you, you are going to get punished for that. Liverpool from then on absolutely controlled the game. The number of passes, the style of passing, and the position the ball and the players were in throughout the game in both halves kind of just showed Wolves were never really in the game from that point. While at times I thought we moved the ball quite nicely, I think our tactics were incorrect today and we were a bit naive in how we tried to approach it, given that we didn't have Raul or even any sort of target man through the middle. I think we were relying quite heavily on Dendoncker today to be the man who breaks into the box, but because Liverpool were attacking us, he was obviously being forced to sit quite deep, which meant when Traore or Neto broke forward, he was never realistically going to get in the box to get on the end of anything, because Podence, as we know, is certainly not an aerial threat. I think Traore and Neto's tactics today, or the way they were guided to play, was incorrect. I think aside of getting around the guy and getting him a booking early on, going to the outside towards a corner flag was just simply never going to work today, and I found it very frustrating, predictable, and quite obvious for Liverpool to defend, really. Traore, yes, we know he beats men. Neto beats men for fun as well. But what's the point if you're not crossing the ball in? I think our better option today would have been had them maybe playing a little bit narrower, driving at the 2 centre-backs in particular, who aren't the fastest, trying to get into the box, maybe get clipped for a penalty. We see them given, or indeed not given, obviously, if you're a Wolves player, as we saw last week and this week. Yeah, try and get in the box and see what can happen, really, because going wide, I think Liverpool were happy for us to do that. Whether we beat them or not, I think it was clear they were very happy for that tactic. Don't want to dwell too much on sort of player ratings and thing this week. I think overall, maybe the only players who might have snuck anything towards a 7 or slightly higher than everyone else, let's say, would have been, I thought Marcel again looked quite good, tired towards the end, and I think he was poor marking for the Matip goal, although that ball in was so good. It would have been hard to defend even if he was in the right place, but I've enjoyed him so far. He is much more defensive, but he's a good solid footballer, and I've been pleased to see him. I thought Nuri actually did quite well in a similar position when he came on, a little bit higher up the field, but it's another option for us, so I thought he played quite well, or at least did well towards the end. And really beyond that, there was no standout players. You could have said Podence and Neto in the first half, and Traore was sneaking that way, but just the lack of end product or the lack of bodies in there to give them an end product option meant that I can't give them a score above that. The only other player I'd pick out again is Moutinho. I think he's looked like a new player since he's come back in, and he played very well again today, was busy, didn't really have the chance to do anything sort of forward thinking. I think he turned down a shot once or twice when he could have done, but yeah, I thought he did alright as well. The big problem for me as well with the tactics today was Silva being on the bench has limited our options moving forward. Silva today's got another 25-30 minutes in a game that was essentially dead when he came on. He could have started today, ran himself into the ground for 70 minutes, and been more ready for a game against Villa when we'll ultimately have been much more even than today. Well, we hope. And I think that was a wasted chance to get him some minutes, really. I was happy to see Vitinha come on, but yeah, Silva is got to be the only striker we have now. I think we've shown today, even against a high-quality opposition, a combination of opponents, Neto and Traore, is not going to cut it to get enough chances to win games. And with the fixtures we've got coming up, we need someone who can maybe hold it up. And again, Silva did well when he came on at that side of the game. So I think we should have seen him play, and I was disappointed because now Nuno's got a really tough job to rouse them all ready for the game against Villa next weekend. Two final things are the fans being back. I think obviously is fantastic, and I welcome that anywhere. I think Wolves were just very unlucky that happened at Anfield against such a great team on such a good run. Yes, it had to happen to someone, but it was us, and I did feel straight away that once that first goal went in, I didn't think they were ever going to lose that game, irrespective of how well we played or didn't. I also think Jimenez's week, or the week Wolves have had because of Jimenez, has obviously taken its toll. I think we haven't had enough chance to maybe work on things. I think players looked a little rusty in some regards today, and certainly out of practice or inexperienced at the way we were asked to play today, which is to be expected. But also, it's hit the team hard, and let's just hope we can get through that as soon as possible. December is now going to be a long month. I think we've got tough games. Chelsea and Villa obviously upcoming. Neither of those are easy. I think Villa will be seeing this as a really good chance to try and get one over the neighbours and kind of silence us, who've been very noisy for a while now. And also Chelsea are up towards the top of the league, and I expect them to stay there throughout the season. So the options for Nuno are, does he go back to the 5, try and see games out, sneak a goal? Does he stick with the 4 and maybe throw Silva on from the start? Or indeed, does he try something like today and just hope there's a better performance in our locker than what we showed today? I suppose all of them are as good options as each other right now. We don't know enough about the formations and the players in these formations to make a judgment. So yeah, I think January can't come soon enough, because at least then it would freshen some areas of the squad that, while the squad I think is fine, it is small, it is young, and we are missing our main man, which is vital. So that's where we're at with that. In summary, tough day at the office. At least it's over now. We don't have to play them again for a while. And I think we will improve, but a lot of improvement is needed. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, NorthernWolf10, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.